Hello, my name's Lisa and this is me covering the mirror so it doesn't reflect all the muck and corruption that can be viewed. But if I bring it right up here, you can see the paint effect. Oh, look at that, that's good. Now, do you remember in the last video I started painting it? It started off sort of wood colour, didn't it? And I put a rather basic wash of white, just kept washing it with white. Well, what I've done is I've washed it with white, then did a blue wash on it, like dry brushing, then another little white wash and another little blue wash. I've got to do that because I've got flicks everything I've done, everything you can see, and then a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Just kept dry brushing, building up the layers. Same with the little stool. Do you remember the little stool? So I kept painting it white as soon as it was, you can see in there, look, I've painted it white and then I painted it with that eau de Nil colour, that turquoisey colour. Then I dry brushed a bit of blue on it, try and get a bit of definition. Then it was a bit too leery, so I dry brushed a bit of white on it. And then it looked a bit too plain. So I dry brushed it. This is what I'm using, the acrylic paint. What are they calling it? Hobbycraft acrylic paint. Antique gold, this one. It's quite a nice one. The antique gold bit is that. You see that sort of goldy bit? This is another one I've put on. Just been doing dry brushed layers. Copper. So I've been doing dry brush, bit of copper, bit of this, bit of that. Now, if I show you this one, they're all sort of in different stages of drying. This one is in its raw form. I've done lots of, don't worry about that. See, that looks awful because I'm having the doors open. That's not going to notice. I would probably have that one shut and that one open. Not going to notice. I've put lots of layers on this one because I had trouble getting a key on it. Now, do you see the difference? Oh, it's still a bit wet in places. That's quite crude, and that I hope you would, don't look, I hope you would say that that's a little bit more sophisticated. That's what I think. That's because this one needs a layer of white on it again. I put the white, I put the colour, I put the white, I put the colour, I put the white, I put the colour. I've dry brushed over with the antique gold and it just needs knocking back a bit. So I'm going to use a dab of paint on my brush. I'm going to use the back of it as a palette and just dab it off because I don't want it to carpet it thick white. So I'm dabbing there. And just see, I'm just getting a tiny bit of white. And what I'll do it down here so I don't get fingerprints everywhere. I'm trying to be clever. I would just wash, go over it. I can't do it back to front. I have to put up with it. I have to put up with it, be doing it like this, and then I'll come back to you. What about that? So I'm just putting a white layer. Get into that crack there, then up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. With the dry brush. Now, do you see? That's knocked that right back. That was like that. A bit splodgy and experimental. And then hopefully you'll agree it just ties it all in. That's what I think anyway. This is how I used to do the rust effects when I was doing the outhouses and things like that, and yards, and for the dioramas for our railway. And you might think, well, why on earth did you bother putting all those layers on? Because you can't get the effect unless you do. You've got to go over it and over it and over it and over it to get the layered effect. There's just no other way you can do it. And you think, well, you're going over the colour. Well, yeah, you are a bit, but I can't. There's no other way you can do it. Just got to build up the layers until you're happy. See how that's looking now? That's the side I haven't painted. And I think that looks a little bit blocky, a little bit patchy. See that door? A little bit blocky, a little bit patchy. But to me, that door, probably looks exactly the same to you, to that door just looks a little bit more unified. And I will just keep putting, and it's dry brush, it's the merest coating of paint, because you can put it on but you can't take it off. So you just, if you get too much paint on it like that, just bash it on the back. But I just wanted it to have lots of colour, but pastel. So this now, to me, looks like it's been stripped. And all the layers have been taken off it from years of mice painting it. That's the look I'm going for. I'm leaning back. I am sorry, I tend to do everything out of shot, don't I? It's because that's how I craft. I sort of get myself into a position and off I go. You must shout and say, oi, can we actually even see what you're doing? And when it dries a little bit more translucent. So you might put a lot of white on and go, no, I've blended it well, no, I can't see. But to tell you the truth, it comes good. We'll look at the end and it might have had a chance to dry off. Now, I may or may not do something exciting with the doorknobs. I did have a go at colouring the doorknobs, but I've only got this brush, so it was slightly not worth even bothering because it weren't good. Right, I did do antique gold on the edges, but I'm not keen, so I'm going to just dab that out with the paint. Well, this didn't get any housework done, did it? But I've had a glorious time. This is my last bit. I'm going to do these, and I've got, as I'll show you, I got other stuff down. I suddenly went, oh, I want to do mouse punching. So I went and grabbed a load of other stuff. All of this, nothing, only the 3 little bits from Hobbycraft. Everything else I've got and has had all this time up in the loft waiting for something spectacular to happen. I'm just going inside, just touching up bits that need a little bit of extra on it. Oh, this is lovely. Yeah, I'm well pleased with that. Now, I might even, you see that? I might even come back again and put a bit more of the antique gold on it. Because the antique gold sort of looks like the shabby chic, the paint is peeling. And right, that may be too white. So I will come back and have a look at that. I might put a little bit more of the antique gold on. But I'm really quite happy with that. That's bang on, even better than I thought I'd be able to do actually. Doing myself down again. But you know when you've got something in your head and you know you want it to look a particular way? Believe it or not, I wanted it to look like this. This was a plan. And it's actually come out bang on what I wanted. Can't believe it. Now you see that? It might look okay from where you are, but it's just, oh, I don't know. Am I being a bit too... I'll just put a little bit on. See, this is it now. I'll start. This is what I used to do with the rust. I just used to keep going and going and going and going. Just building and building and building. Don't think that needs much, actually. Now that's dried off. Doesn't look as sharp. When it's wet, it looks quite prominent, the colouring on it. So leave it to dry if you're playing with this. Don't decide you've done it wrong straight away and scrape it all off. Just let it dry and then you can easily paint over it. Or do what I'm doing, just adding just that little bit of extra colour and texture to it. Yeah, pleased with that. Just going over them. See this one, I've taken the drawers out. Oh, I don't like the drawers in it because the drawers fall out and it winds me up. So it's going to be a little cabinet without drawers. And then the drawers themselves I'm painting, and then I'm sticking them together and making a little something like that, little stack. Or I might make little steps out of them. I might do that and make it a little staircase somewhere, because I just don't like the drawers. They never fit properly, they never sit right, and they fall out and it makes me uncomfortable. So I'm not having drawers. That was a bit grumpy, wasn't it? Well, it's true, I don't like it. So you see the top there? I've put quite a lot of the antique gold stain, if you like, on it. I'm blending it all out with the white. Again, I'll probably come in one last time and just put a bit of the antique gold back in again. Don't be afraid to keep putting it on and then covering it over and putting it on and covering it over, because it gives such a lovely layered effect. A bit like rice papers, if you're a paper crafter. You keep layering them, don't you? Same thing. See, I'm looking at that now and going, no, a little bit too, that's better. Tried a bit of pink for this one. So that's the raw colour. And then I've just done the same, put a couple of layers of white on it, a couple of layers of bit of white, bit of the antique aging, should we call it. And then I looked at it and thought, oh no, it's gone a little bit too pale. So I put a bit more colour on it. All dry brushed so you can see through. If you do it too heavy, then you can't see the layers. Like I say, that's gone a bit heavy there at the front with the white, but that will dry a bit lighter, a bit more translucent. And then there's a nice little grain on this wood and it's coming out on the paint. See, it looks like I'm putting loads on, but it's not, it's dry brushing. If I do that, look, it's just dry brush. I'm just doing like that, look. That amount of paint. That's how much paint I'm putting on. See it? Tiny amount. So I might just come in and let them white out a bit. But it should give a nice little effect as it dries. Oh, I've loved this. This has been on my mind. Now I've done it. And it feels good. This has turned out quite nice, quite pale, this one. So I don't really want to disturb it too much. Just put a little bit more of the white on the legs, because I think I went a bit mad with the antique gold. Makes it look aged, the antique gold. And because it's got a bit of sparkle to it, it's not flat. That's quite a nice effect. Because it's dry brushing as well, you can handle it. Let's see if I can do it. I'm sort of doing it all over here in the corner where you can't see. Let's have a look. I know I should do the overhead. I know. I can't. It winds me up. I don't like it. It winds me up. I don't feel confident with the overhead, believe it or not. I messed up that first one, didn't I? That little 9-minute one, because I pressed the wrong button. I tried to be cocky and do a pause. I can't do a pause. So the next video, I thought I'd done it properly. No. I will learn as we go on. So that's coming out nice, isn't it? I quite like that actually. I might just leave it at that. I don't want to. So you can over egg, but if you over egg, you just put more or less on whatever. If I'd felt that I'd taken off too much, you just do a bit more painting. Put it on. Oh, I like you, table. Oh, little chair. See, little chair looks a bit rough. I hope you can tell the difference from what I'm doing. Now I've put a layer of white on this chair, a layer of pink. There's a bit of blue in my brush, so it's a little pinky purple, and I've put a fair amount of the antique gold, but I put too much antique gold on. You can get carried away, so I'm just going to blend that out. Knock it back, as they say. I've heard they don't say that so much now, do they? The knock it back. I think it's because it probably sounds aggressive. I was listening and they just kept saying tone it down, which is what it is, isn't it? You are toning it down. And I suppose the phrase knock it back is quite aggressive. So I do get where they're coming from. So I have toned this down, but it still gives the colour. So it's not plain white, it's not. So I was going to do them sort of titanium. I was going to do a titanium wash over them and then do the antique white, which I may still do because I still have got some furniture. So I may do that. Do a little titanium wash on it. Do you know what I mean by that, the titanium white? I'll tell you where I found out about titanium white. When I was doing my painting of the animals, as you see in the last video, if you've looked, you must look at the series to get the entire effect. See that? It's gone a little bit mad, isn't it? So it's got to just come back slightly, just slightly. I was saying about how I used to paint. I'm doing it over here in the corner again. It's all there. It's all that room there. I used to paint animals for dioramas. When I first started, I didn't really know what I was doing. All I knew was the animals I was buying weren't great and I needed to paint them to make them look better. So I just did a white wash on them and then did the brown spots and what have you. And they were all right. I mean, it was, what was I selling? 5 for £2.50, so they were 50p each. So, and I've had to buy them. So I've paid, so I weren't, and it took me a fair bit of time to paint them. So, you know, it wasn't exactly, I weren't exactly going on the Riviera with the profit. But a lady who painted exquisitely, better than I could ever paint an animal. We were friends with the trader. She came along one day. She used to paint his animals for. She came along one day and we were chatting, and she said, you need to do a titanium white wash on it first. I haven't actually got any beige here, so I can't tell. She said it's white with a little touch of beige in it. You can buy it ready-made or you can make your own. And she said, instead of doing bright white, do the white with a little touch of beige, and it just gives a more realistic look. And I thought, you happy for me to do that? Like, yeah, she said, yeah, you know, fellow crafter and all the rest of it. So I started doing it with the titanium white. Oh, what a difference it made. What a difference it made. It turned a really plasticky looking animal into a half decent, almost real looking animal. It was brilliant. So, oh, thank you, thank you so much for that tip. It's great. So it didn't really cost me any more in time. So I still carried on selling my five animals for £2.50. was quite happy with that price. He weren't happy. The bloke who owned the stall, he come over to me. I mean, he's mates of ours. And he went, "You're selling loads of your rubbish." He didn't say rubbish. Animals. Animals I'm selling are far superior to yours. And I went, "Yeah." He said, "And they're all buying yours since she told you about the titanium white." And I went, "Yeah, yeah." But anybody who came over to me and went, "Ooh, they're a bit cheap, cheerful, a bit rough," I go, yeah, they are. Go to her. She paints them exquisitely. I actually buy my animal. I buy them. They're that beautiful. And then they come back to me and go, "I'm not paying £5 for one cow. I'll have yours. 5 for £2.50. Yeah, whatever. I used to say to people, buy hers for the foreground where you're going to be seeing, buy mine for the distance, so it don't matter. Then you bulk it up with my ones, and then hers you actually look at. That's what I used to say. I used to send people to her all the time. She used to send people to me. Same lady with trees as well. I used to sell really cheap plastic trees. That's what people wanted. And she used to make handmade exquisite trees. And so anybody that'd go, "Whoa, that's a bit rough. Trees are naff." I go, "Yeah, they are. It's just a generic tree. Stick 'em on, do what I do. Put mine in the background. If you want a nice tree, you go to Jackie. Jackie's got the best trees. Hers are exquisite." All right. And they'd come over to me. They'd go to Jackie. They'd buy sort of £20 for a tree, and then come over to me and get my 5 for £2.50 trees. I'm going to do what you said. Cheap ones in the background, expensive ones in the foreground. There you go. So Jackie used to do the same. People used to come over her and go, £20 for a tree, you having a laugh? She'd say, "Go and see Lisa. She's selling rubbish over there." So between the two of us, we used to sort of clean up anybody that was at the show. They'd either buy from me or they'd buy from her. But he got so annoyed, the animal man, he got so annoyed that people were buying mine and not his exquisite ones. One show, he stood looking at my stand, and anyone that come near my animals or picked them up, he just went, "They're rubbish. Don't buy them, buy mine." And he stood there, and I'm going, "They're really rubbish. Mine is so much better." And people would sort of go, "All right," and they'd put mine down, wander over to his stand, see that, I mean, they were worth every penny. They were worth a lot more than he was charging for them. Definitely. Beautiful they were. And they'd wander over to his, see sort of like it was one cow for a £5, and then they'd come back and they'd be like, "Where is he?" They'd come back and quickly buy 4 or 5 of my pack. They used to buy a tenner's worth. They used to buy 4 packets for a tenner. And they'd get some cows, some horses, some people, you know, all that, couple of packs of trees for a tenner. See those kiddies, isn't that lovely? Yeah, good old bargain. Right, do you see what I've done with that? I'll touch it. Oh, this is so big to touch it. See what I've done with that? Now, do you see how different it is? Do you remember? It was quite in your face, wasn't it? I feel, and it, like I say, it will dry a little more pastely as well. I didn't touch them, I'll hold it there. No, I won't, that's right in the front. I feel that looks better. I'll just put a little dab along the top. I thought it was a bit aggressive. The patina in that I was doing on it was a bit aggressive. So it's all horses for courses, isn't it? But you pick up these little gems of information on the way. And if you apply it, I mean, I'm not proud. She said, Do you mind if I give you some advice? And I went, yes, absolutely. I've never painted a cow. And she went, what you need to do is just put the titanium white. Just rounds that sharpness off of it. Oh, I never mind if someone wants to tell me give me a tip. I never mind. I'm going to put a little bit, because I've now knocked all the character out of this. So I'm just going to dry brush again. Gone all quiet, look, because I'm concentrating. Well, that is a little bit damp, so it's not coming out glistening. I should really leave it, shouldn't I, until it is glistening. So I'm going to put too much on it again. Can't be told, can I? No, I've just put a little shine. Can't quite see with that light. I've got quite a bright light. It's dark today. It's a bit sort of stormy. Of course, I've got the brollies up, and in case Sir wants to sit out in the rain, which he does quite a lot. I might have to come back with that and titivate that. That's not 100%. That one is not 100% how I want it. But I might put that to one side. I might do a titanium wash on that. That has not turned out how I want it to turn out. I just paint over it. Let it dry solidly, and I just paint over it. Can you hear those kiddies? I'm going to put just a little bit on the top of there. Just makes it look a little bit like the mice have been rough with it and aged it. But it's not, I don't know how well it's coming out on the camera. It's got a little glisten to it. Not much, just a little sparkle to it. Just, oh, maybe you can see. So it's not brown. I'm not putting brown on. I'm putting a nice patina on it. Because it's so, it don't really show what I'm doing. Oh, maybe. Because it's a nice little sparkle to it, glisten. Antique gold. Just looks nice. So it doesn't look dirty, it looks pretty. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm taking the white off of it and revealing a bit of the blue. I quite like that. Yeah, I might titivate that a bit more. Put a bit of that on it. Not quite the colour I want. It's a bit bright, this pink. Tell you what though, when I used to do the people for like the platforms and what have you, and we were modern image, so it wasn't 1940s people. It was a bit, oh yeah, I like that. It looks a bit harsh there, but actually it's quite subtle. I used to do sort of very, I'd have muted colours. Used to mix the packets up nice. I'd have like a packet of muted coloured people. And that was about 8 for £2.50, 8 people. So, you know, you could make up a nice scene for a tenner. I do a pack of muted and then a pack of muted with a couple of bright people. Like they'd have a bright jumper or whatever. And then I'd do a mad pack. So everyone had what they wanted. Oh yeah, I don't mind that now. That's got a little bit more texture to it. A little bit more going on. So now I'm putting a bit more white on it. Oh yeah, a little bit more going on now. I sort of blanded that out. I blended it too much. Yeah, well I quite like him. You happy? I'm happy. Don't take much, does it? But I used to like doing that. I had someone else come up to me like, because you could buy the people painted rough rubbish. I mean, just they'd been gone over. They said they were hand painted, but they were dreadfully hand painted. Awful. So I would buy them and repaint them. You know, nothing. So the repainted ones I was selling, 8 in a packet for a tenner. So, you know, it's a good deal. I like that. Just a little bit of pink. Just a little touch of pink here and there. Just bring it out. I liked doing that. I liked painting them. And I had someone come up to me and they went, take that off sale. I said, what? Take that off sale now. You can't sell that. We sell them unpainted. What was it? 10 figures they'd packaged up for £10, £1 a figure. Unpainted, just in their rough, horrible, ugly form. You can't sell them. We sell them. And I said, well, we're selling 2 different things. You're selling them, they look totally different to what I've sold. Just go do the inside of that. Pink. And they went, yeah, but yours go. And he did the same. He come over and stood next to me. But they hadn't painted them at all. They'd left them in their rubbishy form. So people were looking at them, £1 a figure, awfully painted. And then they were coming over to my stand. I mean, you could pick them up. You could pick up. In the end, I found a place, a Chinese place. They would come from China, didn't they? Sichuan province. I was finding them a pack of generic moulded figures, 100 for £2.50. Okay? Now, those 100 for £2.50, they were then packaging up and charging £1 each figure. So they were making a very cool profit. Then I come along, I've painted them. I've spent time making them look nice. They were the same as I used on my layout, the same painted as I sold. So I had a lot of pride. I was very happy with the way they turned out. Beautifully painted, I thought, because they are beautifully painted. Have I not got any more little drawers? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was using them on my layouts and my little allotments. Used to make a lot of allotments. Oh, I loved doing that. So I was quite pleased with what I'd made. And I was selling 8 of those for £2.50, which I still thought, you know, how much would they have cost me? 10p? I mean, yes, I'd spent quite a bit of time painting them. So that had to be costed in. But even with it costed in, I still was getting a good price for them. And these people, very lazily, didn't even bother doing that. Just didn't bother. They just didn't bother. They just wanted money and quick profit, and that's naughty. Oh, I'm getting very painty now. It's because I don't want to stop. And I did say as soon as I finish this, I've got to go and do housework. So that's why I'm keeping you. Because as soon as I let you go, I've got to do housework. Well, that's nice. I painted the inside of these, so I've made a start on them. Next time I come to paint them, I'll just flip them over. They'll be nice. Little pink. I'll make a staircase out of them going somewhere. Maybe up to the bed or something. I'll make a little staircase. Pleased with them. But I'm not using them as drawers. I don't like them as drawers. It fiddle faddle. They keep falling out. So I'm not doing it. Not even going to see this. It's going to be the underside, but I will know. I will know. Oh. I've just got some paint on the brush, so I'll just get rid of it on here. Put in a bit of colour on. Just in case I do something that shows the back. I'm sure it doesn't. Have you seen the new Lego Death Star, the slice? The new one that's just come out. It looks amazing. It's £1,000 And the back of it is sort of nothing. They could have done all sorts on the back, and I'm sure it wouldn't have cost them much extra. This is from my... I'm all over the place today, I know what I'm telling you. This is from... See, that looks bad, doesn't it? My days of being a florist. I was always told, because I used to do flower arranging as well as floristry, just to get that different perspective. And I was always told, do something for the vicar, because the vicar is behind the flowers and he's got to have something nice to look at. And that has stayed with me. Like my dioramas, they were all obviously front facing, but I'd always turn them round and do a little something on the back. It was almost like a signature. People used to say to me, you know, waste of blooming effort that, isn't it? And I go, yeah, probably. Just put a bit of white on there. Yeah, probably a waste of effort. But I used to do a little clump of moss, a little clump of flowers or something. Just something on the back. So it wasn't just the back. It had a bit of interest. Yeah, I've just gone over that with a bit of pink because I've stupidly got a mark on it. Oh, I don't like that now. Do I? Oh, it will dry off, won't it? So I've got a little blue door and a little pink door. Do we mind? No, we don't. Right. So we're happy with what we've done. Very happy with that. That was the O'Donnell and what have you come out. That looked good. And I'm very happy with that table. I think that looks good. And the church. I'm happy with all of it, actually. I wouldn't say I'm not happy with it. I am happy with it. Don't know if I'm 100% happy with the chest of drawers. I might have to redo them. But I'm coming back again. Yeah, I'm going to have to put a bit of white on that, I think. I'm coming back again. Right. Gonna love you and leave. All over the place, aren't I? Gonna love you and leave you. And I hope you're enjoying this. If you're not, I'll soon know, won't I? And then I'll just be doing it myself anyway without you knowing. And I might give you the odd update. But if you're into it, I hope you are. Look at me, I'm looking at it. Well, you can't see nothing, can you? I'm enjoying myself looking at what I've done. You can't see it. I'm no good at this, people. You have to just put up with what you got. This is what you got. Put up with it. I'll hold them like that. I'm trying to cover that mirror because it didn't half show. And what I'm looking at ain't as pretty as what you're looking at. Right. Done. Made a start on the furniture for the mouse mansion. Feels good. Right, I shall love you and leave you. Thinking on what I can. No, I'm not going to do any more, am I? I'm going to do housework. I've done enough naughty things, enjoying myself. Housework now. Grown up time. Bye bye. See you later.